Ahavat re'im. What does that mean? Love for your fellow Jew. Love for a fellow man. Yadua hadavar Peleyo it says it's great as you know kama gdola ma'alat ahavat re'im. How great it is when a person loves his fellow man. How great it is, right? Until the rabbis teach us, what is a big rule? If somebody would came over to you and says, what's one of the biggest rules in the Torah? What would you say? What would you say? What is one of the biggest rules of the Torah? What does it say? Would you tell them after the kamocha? Pitts is teaching us from our rabbis that it's what? That you love your fellow Jew like you love yourself. The Rambam says it as well, that a person is supposed to love, just like you love yourself, love your friend. Alright? You hear that? Now, let's continue. Okay, that's for sure. Whatever. He continues, he says, what does it mean? He says, whatever you don't want to be done to yourself, don't do to others. Don't do to others. They say in the name of Hazon Ish. He said all his life he could testify he did not hurt one individual. He could testify he did not hurt one individual. All his life, you know what kind of thing is this? They say even Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. You know Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, the great Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach? Was Posek Ador. Right? He lived not so long ago. You know what I'm saying? He passed away not so long ago. And at his wife's funeral, he got up and he said as follows. Everybody at the time of the levaya, at the time of the funeral, they ask forgiveness from the niftar. But I won't be asking forgiveness for the niftar, for the niftared. I won't be asking forgiveness for my wife. Everybody's in shock. What do you mean? Why not? It's because I know for sure my entire life I was extremely, extremely careful that I did never, ever, ever hurt my wife in any which way or form. Do you hear that? Do you realize what kind of level that you have to be on to get that level? Imagine, could you testify, I never hurt an individual in my life. Never hurt an individual in my life. Why should you hurt anybody? Why should you hurt any individual? I don't understand you. You know what I'm saying? What are you thinking? Whatever you don't like, don't do to others. It's so simple. Whatever you don't like to do to yourself, don't do to other people. That's it. You don't like people looking at you in a nasty way, don't look at people in a nasty way. One time, the same Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. You want to hear another one of Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach? Joey, listen, Joey. Like this. Right? One time, at the time, Rav Shlomo Zalman heard that when he was in the hospital, he heard that his wife passed away. It's depressing. And all of a sudden he was walking out of the room, and he saw one of his students. And his students told him, Rabbi, I'm so happy I get to see you at the hospital. I'm so happy. Guess what? I just had a baby boy. So Rav Shlomo, he could be like, no, he didn't do that. He said he was the most happy. Mazal tov! You should grow up to be chassadik, chacham. And after that, the boy, the father of the boy, realized like a week, 2 weeks later that Rav Shlomo Zalman, when he saw Rav Shlomo Zalman, his wife just passed away. So he came to the rabbi a few months later and said, Rabbi, I just want to explain to me what was that reaction, like what happened. He said, why should the wife's death, his wife's death, why should my situation affect your situation? You heard that? Mm-hmm. A rabbi came to me the other day. He told me a famous thing. A person has a bore. You know what a bore is? A pit in the middle of the road, right? Let's say you dug a pit. You know what I'm talking about? You have you dig a pit and somebody falls in. So there's all questions in Gemara. You chayav, hayav, da da da. Says, you know what's a bore? You know what's a Rishut Rabim? Your face is in the public eyes. So when you're sad, other people look at your face and they automatically feel the vibe. Oh, sad, he's sad. Why? Your face is Rishut Rabim. First of all, you should never be sad. You should always be besimcha. There's no question about it. Ze klal gadol. What's a klal gadol? Gam zul tovah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does everything is good. There's nothing bad that comes out from Hashem. So therefore, a person should always be b'simcha, should always be happy automatically. So therefore, when a person is walking out in the street and things like that, and things might not be going like the way he wants, it's not the way you want. It's what Hashem wants for you. What's best for you. If that's the case, you have to understand. People see you. You have a vibe. You're responsible that your face should always have that good countenance, that good, how do you say, smiling face. Yeah?